They all went in, but only a few got out. It's Girls' Night Out, aka The Scaremaker, a 1982 slasher film produced by Anthony N. Gervis and directed by Robert Dubell. Restored from the best available film elements, found among a selection of 35mm release prints, Arrow presents Girls' Night Out, scanned and restored in 2K for our viewing pleasure. Starring Julia Montgomery, James Carroll, Hal Holbrook, and more, the film is sure to please hardcore slasher fans and maybe entice a new fan or two. We've got a great looking physical Blu-ray release from Arrow Video to check out, but before we get to unboxing our copy, let's talk a bit about the movie itself. Girls' Night Out takes place at DeWitt University, a highly spirited college campus where the pressure is on as the basketball season's end draws closer. The players pull through with another win, and we're introduced to our main cast in the celebratory aftermath, a wide range of guys and gals all living up their college dreams, be it basketball, cheerleading, or setting records for the highest living BAC level. Regardless, there's a ton of characters mixed into the fray, so we have a good count for when the slaughtering begins and the questioning takes over. To be honest, it was hard to get everyone's names down during the first act, with a good few main characters and a ton of side ones to beef up the cast and the college setting. The script, however, primarily follows couple Lynn Connors and Teddy Ratliff, as the two experience an increasingly haunting night of terror alongside their wide group of friends, colleagues, and locals. So, with the season nearing its end, DeWitt University sets up for the annual sorority scavenger hunt, in which the girls compete in an all-night game of riddles and treasure hunting. Throughout the evening, the university radio station host gives clues to hidden items, and the girls must seek out the answers and score for their houses. Of course, we wouldn't have a slasher film without the slashing, and the night soon turns sour as a person dressed up in the school mascot costume begins stalking the campus and killing the students. Campus head of security Jim McVeigh, played by Hal Holbrook, notices the patterns as history repeats itself. It turns out his very own daughter was slain in an eerily similar turn of events years before by a local maniac who happened to die days earlier. But who could it be this time? It's up to Officer McVeigh and the students of DeWitt University to survive the night and solve the case. As the scavenger hunt unfolds, so does the massacre. And honestly, that's basically it. Girls' Night Out has an extremely simple premise, themed within your standard college comedy setting. There's tons of crude humor, drinking and parties, and all of the relationship drama that follows, but unfortunately, the writing doesn't play with the setting well enough, making the first half of the film a bit of a chore to sit through. However, once the killing spree picks up the pace and the panic sets in, Girls' Night Out becomes an enjoyable horror slasher, to say the least. Once the police detectives get involved, the mystery actually had me engaged, and I had a fun time trying to guess who the killer was as the events unfold, leaving me much more satisfied than the first half initially did. Overall, Girls' Night Out is your average 80s slasher, ripe with all the standard college comedy tropes. The third act makes it all worthwhile, however, and I certainly enjoyed the film overall in retrospect, recommending this movie for hardcore slasher fans in particular. Though I will note that the kills could have maybe had more variety, but to be honest, this wasn't a special effects heavy production, leaving the creativity to the placement of the bodies versus the actual kills themselves. There's no gore effects or insane splatter, but I enjoyed the horror elements nonetheless. With that, however, we've covered my general thoughts on the movie, and we've got a physical release from Arrow Video to check out. Neatly packaged and packed with bonuses, let's head on over and unbox our Blu-ray. Here we are with Arrow Video's release of Girls' Night Out. It features newly commissioned artwork by Justin Osborne, with the slipcover nicely embossed on the title and the bear's knife claws here. The back is done up to look like a classic VHS release, and underneath we've got our clear Blu-ray case. All of the release information is on the back, and if we open it up, we'll find a single Blu-ray disc on the right, as well as a first printing booklet on the left. The booklet features an article by Fangoria writer and editor Michael Gingold, who writes about the story of Girls' Night Out as a production, from its early inception at the forefront of the slasher craze, to its eventual release late in the game and home video beyond that. A nice read to accompany after viewing the film. Read it while the credits roll. Placing the booklet aside, we can jump back to lastly note that the sleeve for our case is of course reversible, featuring the original artwork for the film on the optional side. With that, however, we've covered all the physical aspects of this release, so let's head on over and check out what all is included on the disc. Newly scanned and restored in 2K from various 35mm vault elements, Girls' Night Out looks fantastic on Blu-ray. It includes the original uncompressed mono audio, as well as a brand new audio commentary track to listen to as well, featuring genre film critic and author Justin Kurzweil, alongside film historian and author Amanda Reyes. Together, Kurzweil and Reyes record a great track, as they're both well-spoken and engaging in their discussion. The two have a ton of background information to share about the film, definitely making more sense behind the movie's complex nature, especially with it being more comedic than the average slasher for the time. I enjoyed the recording overall, and urge you to check out Kurzweil and Reyes' commentary track for sure if you pick up this release. With the feature film aside, Arrow Video includes several other bonuses on the disc for us to check out, including 6 interviews and 2 trailers. To start us out, 5 of our interviews are brand new, and feature actors and actresses from the film, including Julia Montgomery, Laura Summer, Lois Robbins, Paul Christie, and Lauren Marie Taylor alongside John Didrikson. It's always great to have such a good portion of the cast interested in returning for interviews, and with over 80 minutes of new interview footage, they clearly enjoy reminiscing as well. These interviews won't change your perception of the film per se, but if you enjoy a nostalgic perspective from a ton of cast members involved, then this collection will do you great. Tagged on to the end of all these is a 6th interview, which is an archival recording, featuring once more actress Julia Montgomery. Though we have a more recent interview with her now, I will always appreciate archival cataloging when it comes to these Blu-ray restorations and releases. Putting aside the amassment of interviews, we can jump over to the final few bonus features in this release. Included are 2 different trailers for the movie, one for the Girls' Night Out release of the film, and another for the alternatively titled release, The Scaremaker. Arrow Video tops it all off with the alternate title card clip for the film, with the Scaremaker title in use. With that, however, we've completed our look at Arrow Video's release for Girls' Night Out. The more I watch the film, the more I enjoy it, and the cozy yet creepy atmosphere has me wanting more. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of the film, or what you think of this home video release. Are there any future Arrow Video releases you're looking forward to in particular? Let me know down below. Regardless, thanks so much for joining me here once more on Pajama Theater. Like this video and subscribe to support the channel, and as always, thanks again, take care, and I'll see you guys next time.